All right, guys, this is the walkthrough for the new Trinity School EED gym. If you're looking at the civil plans, I'm on the right side of the plans currently. It mentions a couple of planter boxes. So those are our planter boxes. Here's a couple of benches that are also mentioned. I believe our sidewalk demo comes up to somewhere right around these planter boxes. But what I'm gonna do right now is actually walk you around the back side. That's the pavilion over there that's getting demoed. I'm gonna walk you around the back side first because we're expanding some of these modular block walls. So here's the gate that's mentioned on the plans. Just gonna pop right over here. This is the existing fence that I believe a section of it gets demoed. Black vinyl chain link. I don't know if this large tree is mentioned on the plans, but again, this is kind of just a, you know, kind of a washout area. Nothing besides this tree, not much to it. A little bit of debris. Here's the fence. Here's your existing modular block wall that I believe gets, if not all of it, most of it demoed. That's looking on the pavilion. I'll walk around that in just a minute. But I'm just gonna walk the perimeter of this wall to see what we have in terms of, you know, trees and kind of what's around the back side, because I know this thing's getting bumped out a little bit. So this is coming around the bottom. If you're looking at the page, this is page bottom. I believe there's a note about this roof drain gutter getting demoed or relocated or something along those lines. It looks like there's a little bit of a walking path back here. And then as you see, it's kind of flat right here. And then as soon as you get to this other line of trees, it trends down significantly. So that's just something to be aware of, and maybe I'll step out of measurement to see what that is. But I'll just walk this back area with you so you can see what we're working with. Yeah, as you see, it kind of starts falling down sharply on the other side of this path, this little walking path. Some more trees. You know, these trees are not huge trees, but they're you know, that big around. I think this one's a little bit bigger in terms of how big it is. And then coming over here, we transition from a modular block wall to a CMU wall, and I believe that's because there's actual space inside of that that I'll show you in just a minute. And I'm smelling honeysuckle. There's honeysuckle around here somewhere. And I'll just try to bushwhack a little bit. Grade's kind of coming up to meet over here. You know, here's another roof drain on this corner, and you kind of get back into some retaining wall over here. And here's your other section of your fence. There's that honeysuckle. I knew it was in there. All right, and I think that's about it for over here. That's gonna help you. I'll show you the upper part of the pavilion next. Oh, one other thing to note, we got this bad Larry poking out down here, and that is the bottom side with this little trail. All right, see y'all in a minute. All right, guys, I'm back at the top. This is again on the right side of your plans, looking out at the pavilion. There's a couple of planters right here that are called out on the plans, and a couple of benches. And like I said before, I believe the Hardscape demo comes out to this point. So this is gonna be an upper level view of the pavilion. This is where our new walkway ties in to the existing building. There's some discussion about how a conduit is gonna attach for electrical low voltage, but looks like a wood slat ceiling up there. You have some card readers, looks like a dry sidewall head. There's also some discussion of coming up the wall over here with the conduit, but that just gives y'all a view of where that canopy's tying into. Got a tree right here. So looking down the outside wall of the pavilion, that's just right where I walked. And then here is your covered pavilion. That's gonna get all demoed. I believe they tried to salvage it originally, and just the amount of steel they were gonna have to add was not advantageous. Looks like we got about a 6-foot decorative fence around the outside of it. Fair amount of steel. Walk you to the back side, although there's not much to see, just netting, some steel and some railings. This is down over the back side. This is where I just walked. That gives y'all a view out there. And I'm just gonna walk this perimeter for you, just so you can get a feel for it. I'll show you all the hardscape over here near the playground over there in a second. And this looks to be the transition point of where you go from modular block to, you know, a concrete CMU wall. So this space down in here is where you have occupied space below me here, and then over here is where you have just on grade. So just scanning around again, not a whole lot to see. Some lights and structural steel overhead. This is looking out at the track area, and I'm gonna walk you down here below in just a second. But this is your hardscape. If you're looking at the plans, this is on the left side of the building. It's your existing track area that gets reworked a little bit. And walk you over here. And again, I don't exactly remember the extents of the hardscape demo that's happening. So that's where I'm just gonna kind of walk you around. This is the existing building. A little covered wood pergola. Some sidewalk. Got some smaller trees. This playground is going to get moved over the summer, so I don't know if that's something that we have to mess with. I believe there's a note on the drawings about, you know, salvaging this water fountain and returning to the owner or something along those lines. We got a fake rock right here, and these are the stairs on your plans that come out. The utilities are going to run, and our site access will actually run somewhere through here. They're going to end up removing some of these trees for our site access. They'll keep what they can, but you know, I think that tree in general over there has to come out anyway, because our building corner is right about where those stairs are. Here's a view of the edge of the track, just to show you what we're working with. Coming down here, and I'll walk the utility line for you in just a second. I'm going to continue down here. Here's the stairs. I believe the new building corner is just inside of this block wall, so it sits right about here, flush with the edge of where the existing building is. Believe these little modular block step walls come out. Fire hydrant that'll need to be addressed. All right, so now I'm walking down to the storage on the basement level of the existing building. There's an area drain up there that you can see. There's also an area drain down here. The existing wall. It's a pavilion we just walked. And I'm going to show you underneath. So down in here, you know, all of the owner's stuff will be removed by the time we mobilize down here. We got an existing electrical panel. I believe we had some electricians out here that looked at all this stuff. Got some ceiling joists, and I'll just walk you around the perimeter. There's not really much to see. Got a dehumidifier down here. You know, you got a beam that runs the length of it. Some beam support beams coming down off of that. So again, a bunch of ceiling joists or floor joists, however you want to call it. It's one of those support columns. And again, not a whole lot to see in here, just kind of walking the perimeter, make sure we know what we're working with. Another dehumidifier. And I think that's about it for walking the actual pavilion itself. Now I'm going to walk you up the driveway path, up that way where we're connecting to utilities, and I will see you in a moment. Alright guys, I'm back at the upper part of the pavilion, which I just walked for you. And now I'm going to kind of walk out the location of the utilities that we're connecting to, so we kind of know a path in. Like I said earlier, I think they want this area, after we do our work, to just kind of be a grass area. They're actually going to move this jungle gym and these couple of fake rocks. There's swings on the other side that stay, but there's discussion of, you know, which of these trees need to stay, which ones need to go. We'll coordinate that with them and see if we need to figure new plantings or if they want to get these removed before, however we want to handle that. It's looking out at the track area. Another little jungle gym type deal. Another fake rock. I think the plans show a new transformer going just on the inside of this curve where they have a gaga ball pit. So we might need to coordinate a little bit, you know, the location of that transformer. This is stepping down stairs to the track. This is the curvature shown on the drawings. Maybe they could, you know, fit it in somewhere in these bushes or something. But I believe our utility lines are running back across there towards the pavilion, and then we come across over here. And I'll just walk it out for you. Try to walk fast because there's really not a whole lot to see, except for knowing that this will be our site access. This utility work apparently needs to get done over the summer while kids are not in school, because this is, you know, an emergency fire lane that needs to be accessible during the school year. Here's a gate, and I'm just gonna walk up this road for y'all. Starting to curve back to the right. Got a little gravel area over there to the left, and right as this road curves to the right and then starts to straighten out, we got a fire hydrant on our right and a retaining wall that starts on our left. So just some things to be aware of. A decorative fence on the right, and I'm just going to keep walking up this road. Another portion of pricing that we're doing is going to be over here. If you look down to the right, those little covered archways, that's where we're doing turning their current gym into a dining hall. If I can walk that today, I will. If not, I'll do it tomorrow, but that doesn't matter for you because you'll have one seamless video. So just again walking it out all the way up here so you can get a feeling of utility location and site access. So now that we're topping out, this is kind of, as you can tell, it's kind of their maintenance area, their loading dock area. This is a generator, got all their large equipment. That's the road we just walked down. And then up here is kind of pops out at your parking lot. So we'll have parking on site. You know, we'll be able to drive trucks down there to drop folks off. I don't know that we'll be able to park, you know, right here close up, but maybe in the back of this parking lot, because there's their front entrance. So I appreciate it, guys. I will be in touch soon. All right, guys, this is mainly for the HVAC subs. This is if you're looking at the HVAC plan south. This is looking out the double doors. This is the exterior covered walk that'll soon, you know, after our construction, it'll be interior space. And as y'all know, we're connecting to some HVAC back in here. So just wanted to show you this hallway and show you that it's all drop ceilings. So in terms of accessing stuff, it really shouldn't be too hard. Just gonna pan around for you. We got some drywall soffits, but then besides that, ACT in the middle there, so pretty easy connect. And I will show you the gym next. All right, guys, I just stepped inside the current EED gym that we're gonna renovate into their dining hall. So looking out this double door is looking out at the exterior covered walkway that we're gonna turn into a, you know, interior space. So just gonna pan around. We got drywall soffits around the outside. We got these fire sprinkler cages that are mentioned on the drawings. And then we have these box beams in the ceilings with what looks like tectum panels. You know, the distance across these is probably at least 6 feet. You got some more of these panels on the exterior walls. Looks like a CMU wall right here. And then you have some cages that are covering the window that are called to be demoed. I'm just gonna kind of do a quick walk. There's some electrical on the CMU wall, so if we're reworking any of that, probably need to include some plaster work or something along those lines. Some more of those fire protection cages up there. Let's see, just gonna give you another pan around the space real quick. Again, looking up at the ceiling. This is getting into the storage space. I don't know, again, we're dealing with CMU walls down here. I need to check the drawings. I think this will be the warming kitchen afterwards, if I'm not mistaken. We got ACT ceilings. I think this is mentioned on the drawings as a little low voltage AV box. There's a pipe back there that I don't know if it's mentioned on the drawings or is going to be exposed afterwards or what, but might need to address that. Your projector's up overhead. We got a pull down screen. You got your drinking fountains. This is just looking into the office. Door into the office. I'm gonna peek. This is a boys and girls restroom. So just gonna show you in here quickly. ACT, all the finishes that we're dealing with. Pretty much it for that. And then I'll show you just a peek in here. It's pretty much a mirror image, but just for information's sake, I'll show you what we got. All right, and I think that's it. We also, you know, we got the gyp soffit running all the way around, more diffusers over here, return air, one of the two. And I think that is it for the interior. I will show you all the exterior shortly. All right, guys, so this is standing on the current outdoor covered walkway area. That's looking into the current gym, soon to be dining hall after the renovation. This is looking into the other set of doors where we're attaching to existing HVAC. If you see, it looks like a wood ceiling with some access panels up there. I believe there's a 2-hour rated drywall ceiling up in there that we have to put insulation above. Can light. We got these double doors. I'm just gonna zoom in on for you real quick. Got your current exterior wall. This is something not shown on the plans. Yeah, I think this is where they drain their sprinkler system, so we'll need to address that with an RFI to the architect. And this is just kind of giving y'all an overall look. I'm gonna hop outside just to show you what the outside looks like here real quick. So you can see, I believe all the brick on the outside gets demoed back. and we go back with new. I think the aluminum soffit up there, the vented soffit, stays, and there's some alternates for gutters if I'm not mistaken. So stepping back inside here, just gonna walk it for you, really not much to see. This is the entrance into the current gym but that we're renovating. And then out here, this is just to give you a look at this exterior facade. This is where we're demoing some of these windows and demoing some wall. There was some talk of shoring, so we'll need to figure out what kind of shoring we need. You know, going back, they have some cast stone at the bottom, cast stone at the top. I don't know what they're showing right now, but you know, window gets demoed, and this section of wall in between gets demoed as well. So that'll give you a feel. I think up top there, I don't know if you can see that window, but there's looks like row lock above and below, not this cast stone that we see below. And I think that is about it for this exterior walk. Just walk down to this corner just to show you. And that's the other entrance to the gym. All right, guys.